Samurai Shodown is finally available on the Nintendo Switch, at least in Asia. The SNK revival of the sword-based fighting games was initially released in June for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The game was supposed to get a Switch release worldwide before the end of the year, but unfortunately it was delayed everywhere else except in Asia. So how does the Nintendo Switch version of this beloved game fares? Let's find out. Booting Samurai Shodown on the Nintendo Switch is no different than its PlayStation 4 or Xbox One counterpart. The game comes with the same intro, same menus, and same game modes. Now for those of you Switch owners who are new to the Samurai Shodown franchise, I'm going to go through these modes quickly in a bit, but I do suggest you check my full review of the game from the link in the description below. Now if you don't know what Samurai Shodown is, the series is a sword-based fighting game that originally debuted in 1993, and after a number of sequels and prequels and sidequels, can we even say that? SNK has finally decided to give this very successful dormant series a revival worthy of its weight. If you played the game on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, or recently, dare I say, Google Stadia, you will be happy to know that the game is pretty much the same here on the Nintendo Switch, but of course with a graphical downgrade, which again we will talk about in a bit. Gameplay wise, the SNK team decided to go back to what made the first game of the franchise such a hit. The game feels like a mixture of Samurai Shodown 2 and 5 Special, the two titles regarded by most as the pinnacle of the series. One of the aspects that were unique to Samurai Shodown since 1993 is the high damage of some moves, and here is no exception. The new Samurai Shodown does not shy away from the fact that being hit with a sword can be fatal, and definitely should take away more life meter than other fighting games relying on punches and kicks. System-wise, Samurai Shodown is one of the simplest to grasp but harder to master. Unlike most fighting games that rely on tricky setups and long combos that easily throw off newcomers, Samurai Shodown is a fresh breath of air. Anyone can pick up the game and do well against seasoned players. Now Samurai Shodown battles are slow and methodical, and require players to be patient, careful, in order to reap the reward of slashing your opponent in half. In terms of single player content, first we have the story mode, an arcade ladder style where your chosen character gets a prologue, a rival battle, cutscene, and an ending. Fans wanting a full-fledged cinematic story mode akin of Mortal Kombat 11 or Street Fighter 5 will be disappointed, as there is no signs of such thing. If knowing about your favorite character is not your thing, however, and you're not interested in fighting the game's new boss, then you can jump into a multitude of versus battles. These include your normal versus mode, gauntlet mode where you fight every character of the roster one after the other, survival, and time trial. Samurai Shodown also offers a unique new mode, one that SNK was very proud of when they were announcing it back in the early 2019, and that is Ghost Mode. Now this AI controlled feature is constantly watching the player playing offline modes, analyzing, learning their playstyle, and then creating an AI ghost of the said player. Now unfortunately 6 months after the release of this mode, and it's still broken, as ghost players do things randomly and do not feel like real opponent. Samurai Shodown on the Switch also offers the same online modes as its PlayStation 4 and Xbox One counterpart, as in casual mode and ranked battles, but at the time of this review I did not have access to the online play, so I cannot say of how good or bad the experience is. Now let's answer the most asked question about the game: graphics. Unlike what SNK did with the King of Fighters 14, where they used their own 3D engine, which was met by harsh criticism, Samurai Shodown uses the well-known and tried Unreal Engine 4, which means scalability is not an issue. The game definitely looks downgraded, whether it's the shadows or details. It feels like playing a PC game in low-end system. If you are a PC gamer, you'll know what I'm talking about. These downgrades are necessary though, as the Nintendo Switch is not a powerful system. On the plus side, the frame rate is very solid and stable, averaging at 59 FPS in handheld mode and around 57 in Dokkan mode. Speaking of ways to play the game, you can use the Joy-Cons to enjoy a local versus game on the go. Sure, the Joy-Con joysticks is not clicking, but the ability to be able to challenge your friends locally on the go is a sure highlight. But the biggest joy I had playing Samurai Shodown on the Nintendo Switch is definitely in handheld mode. Being able to test my skills and try new setups on the go is a joy hard to describe. Handheld mode also looks much better than docked mode due to the 720p resolution of the screen, which definitely hides some of the effects of the game being visually downgraded. Whether you have PlayStation 4 or the Xbox version or not, and whether you are familiar with the series or not, Samurai Shodown is a great fighting game on the Nintendo Switch and one that should definitely be considered as a must-have once it releases worldwide in Q1 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thank you for watching.